Hey, welcome back, folks. The topic which I'm going to discuss with you is considered so taboo in our society, but when I read this information, which is written by my Guruji Pandit Shri Ram Sharma Acharya, I thought I must share it with all because it's very, very necessary. I just have translated it in the globally known language English. I highly insist you to listen all the parts of it. So let's begin with our part 1. There is an obvious magnet-iron kind of attraction between a male and female, and thus they like to live in duet. As animals and birds tend to get mature, they start to feel sexual attraction and thus live in pairs. Example: skylark, storks, pigeons, partridge, ducks, flamingo, and several other birds, and lions, deer, fox, etc. animals. Snakes, crocodiles, types of creatures live in pairs. The one who does not know to choose their partner, they too feel this type of attraction for the sake of reproduction and loves to live with the opposite sex. Nature included a special kind of pleasure in this process so that living beings don't forget to multiply, to reproduce, to birth their offsprings. This way, the developed species wants to live in pairs, and so does the humans. This attraction is also called love. This is the rope which ties both the parties together. If a young man wishes to get married, then it's his body's right. There is no loss but benefit. In the ancient times, the best supreme yogi like Lord Shiva, plus Vasishtha, Atri, Kapil, and more such yogis and the sages used to live with their wives. The myth which runs the current times that one who lives with his wife can't attain spirituality or can't go any further in the spiritual path. This is totally wrong. If this was true, then why not King Janak sacrificed his family, from whom several yogis and sages used to come to attain the knowledge of enlightenment? Living in pair and following the rule of nature is no wrong. People assume that living virgin like Lord Hanuman or Bhishma, who was a part of Indian epic Mahabharata, so living like them will only make one stronger, but it isn't a complete truth. Because if this is the truth, then the father of 100 sons, Dhritarashtra, who was too old, couldn't be able to crush the idol of Bhim made of iron, and the known husband of 16,000 women, the great yogi Lord Krishna, wouldn't be so strong and powerful. So, the point is, it's nothing wrong living in pair and following the rule of nature. But if the power of love and this natural process, which are pure, are turned into eroticism, then it becomes a destructive tool for human body. For instance, getting hungry or eating sweets or sour food products is completely natural, but when one gets habitual of it and start eating these things frequently and over the limits, then those things pose as a threat to their being. And thus, they develop stomach problems, becomes weaker, and eventually dies very sooner. Likewise, if people misuse this fiery energy, then it burns them. Example: electricity, which helps us in our day-to-day survival, from fans to AC to television to source of light to several usage, but if touched in an aberrant way, can cause a severe death. Sexual energy is a vital force, a life force. One must use it only when necessary. The nature's rule is that when a female finds the need to be pregnant, then she must take a step forward with the male. This is the desired limit of sexual intimacy. But these days, satisfying one's taste buds in eating rubbish and the physical senses is the only goal of humans. Inappropriate sexual urge is a type of fire which is evident. Inappropriate thoughts generate the heat in the body. The exhaled breath comes out much warmer, temperature of the skin raises, blood flow becomes rapid, These changes due to the high temperature in the body leads some substances or metals of human body to melt and some metals to even burn. And these destroyed substances leave the body through urine. It is well studied that sensual person's urine color is seen yellow because it contains bile, which is also called pith in Hindi. It also contains alkali, sugar, and many other essential nutrients which leaves the body. Sometimes the urine of such person is too much smooth, thick, whitish and sticky like a glue because it contains fats, aluminium, essentials of bones, etc., which dissolves in that. When urine comes too hot, it contains phosphorus and iron contents in it. This way, the sexual fire melts and burns all the vital nutrients of the body. And it flows down the body, eventually making the rich body hollow from the inside. This heat affects the skin, nerve fibers, muscles, and the skeleton, and weakens the nervous system, thus making the immune system vulnerable, and the body loses the power to fight even the ordinary diseases. See how hazardous it is. Due to heat, the skin becomes dry, rough, dull, and lifeless. In close-up, that person looks like a corpse. Vata is related to the air element in our bodies. Vata diseases like paralysis, arthritis, shivering, etc. happens due to extreme masturbation. This fire is too harmful for the memory power. One tends to lose memory and ability to take decisions. This type of ruined, empty mind is like devil's house, wherein devilish thoughts are birthed. These destructive thought patterns makes the person vulnerable, miserable, even end up being thrown away from the home and thus becoming a beggar. Person goes mad, drunkard, and whatnot, and that person finally thinks of suicide. Debauchery results in powerlessness, and this powerlessness and weakness brings forth their own family members, and in whichever corner of the body they fits in, make space there. For instance, headache, ache in the spine, leg pain, dark circles, loss of appetite, pensive mood, despair, bitter taste in mouth, teeth issues, cough, insomnia, dryness, etc. These are the children of weakness. Weakness is their mother, and they live with their mother. No medicine can separate them from their mother. So, part 1 ends here. Now, in the next part 2, the actual mechanism will be discussed. This was just the promo. So let's move right to the part 2. Thank you.